As the countdown to the 2027 general elections gradually begins, the ability of the PDP to quickly resolve its leadership disputes and restore unity may determine whether it remains a formidable opposition force or risk further erosion of its influence in Nigeria's political landscape. The judgment of the Court of Appeal affirming the nullification of People's Democratic Party's National Convention held in Ibadan has continued to trigger renewed debates over the future of Nigeria's main opposition party. The appellate court upheld an earlier decision of the Federal High Court which invalidated the convention, ruling that political observers opined that it could have far-reaching implications for the party's internal cohesion and preparations ahead of the 2027 general elections. Reacting to the developments in an interview with MITV Plus in Abuja, a member of the House of Representatives representing Ajeromi Ifelodun Federal Constituency of Lagos State, Honorable Kanejaya Adeboye Paul, said the verdict only confirmed the legal concerns that had surrounded the convention from the outset. He also noted that the refusal of the Independent National Electoral Commission to recognize the outcome of the convention had earlier indicated that the process might not withstand judicial scrutiny.
My opinion is very definite. Is to say that PDP shot itself on the leg. A party that has been known to be, that ruled this country for 16 years. And quite unfortunate, most of the people that have ruled under the PDP could not even come together and salvage the party. You've had President Olusegun Obasanjo. You have, President Goodluck Jonathan. They were the godfathers of this party. They were supposed to weld the party together. But they've all shied away. General Obasanjo retired, will tell you he's not a partisan person. Goodluck Jonathan feels that he doesn't have to be too partisan. So, but then this was the house that built them. And secondly, those who decided to take control of the aims of affairs of the party, they have also not helped the party. Party is about managing intrigues. That's what party is all about. You will face a lot of intrigues, a lot of challenges. You have divergent views. It's not as if all Progressive Congress does not have its own challenges. But the ability to manage those challenges is what makes your party stand. So for me, I sympathize with them, because as it is now, it's like doing the funeral. It's like doing the funeral because the options open to them now are, one, either to go and appeal the Court of Appeal judgment, they go to the Supreme Court. And the process of Supreme Court is lengthier. Before they complete the processes and the Supreme Court will come and see it. And the Supreme Court does not sit like any other courts. They will go through you file your papers, you file, as it were, what really were the challenges when you had the first judgment. And they will rule based on law, facts, on law. So the period they will take, I'm afraid, with the INEC new timetable, it may not, I'm not affirming, but it may not allow anybody to run under PDP as a candidate. And that explains why most of them are trying to jump out of the, a ship that is about to collapse. But as it is now, they have lost almost everybody. So reconciliation may not really help. So I think they should go and prepare for 2031.
Honorable John Dafan of Plateau State also reiterated that defections to APC is not a threat to democracy.
The desire for people to join the APC is born out of the belief that the trajectory of movement of this government, the prospects looks bright for the nation. We might be having stretches of challenges as of now, but the future we are very hopeful about it. And that's why renewed hope talks about the future. It's not about now. Yes, we might have some challenges, but I think ultimately people are looking at what is coming, and that's why they are joining the party. You cannot say completely it's a one-party state. Abga is there. There's the governor of Soludo is there. Is he not from another party? So another party. We have NNPP who defected to the APC. Doesn't mean that there are no NNPP members in the National Assembly. There are PDP members. The minority leader of the House of Reps is PDP. So we can't say it's a one party. Yes, maybe the opposition might not be as large as some people who don't like the APC would want it to be. So it's not a one party state, I assure you.
And also not a threat to democracy.
It can be. It can be. It can be a threat.
Some political analysts also aired their opinion, describing the ruling as a major setback for the opposition party. The analysts Mr. Tayo Dewale and Abdul Yusuf warned that prolonged litigation and internal divisions could significantly weaken the party's organizational structure and electoral readiness. He also said if the leadership crisis remains unresolved, the PDP could face difficulties in presenting candidates in future elections, including the 2027 polls.
Chance of rebuilding. Yes, they may have the chance of rebuilding if they follow what Wike said, or even if Wike himself too is ready to make peace with others, and all of them, they come together and tell themselves the plain truth, and then they be ready to rehabilitate, to bring the party back on his feet. That is that. But the second leg of your question, no, I don't think PDP has anything to do in 2027 election. Where will they get the challenge to throw out who? Where will the party get that type of challenge? Challenge to throw out who? So, well, they may be thinking of rebuilding, but to throw challenge, I don't think PDP is a platform to reckon with as far as 2027 is concerned. The practical step the party is supposed to take is to come together. I think I read something, I've not read the story, I saw it on my phone where one of shifting of the party, that is the former Senate President and former Governor of Kwara State, Senator Bukola Saraki, was telling people not to go to Supreme Court, to come together. People like that, I think that type of call is supposed to be made by more and more people, more and more stakeholders in the party, so that they come together, iron out their difference. They should forget about 2027. They should rebuild the party. After 2027, there will be other election years. So I think they need to do it now for them's sake, for the sake of the country. That party, that platform, assisted, helped the country. For 60 years, there's no way you now talk of President Obasanjo's administration that you not mention PDP, or you talk of that of the late Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua, you not talk of PDP, or you talk of that of Goodluck Jonathan, you not talk of PDP. So it's not such a platform that should be allowed to just die like that.
PDP is just another party like the NNPP, like the ADC, even like the ruling All Progressive Congress. Internal trouble in a party has nothing to do with our democracy. When a party is crumbling, it is just to the advantage of other political parties. So PDP is dying. I'm sorry to say, PDP is sinking. It is only people in the PDP that are at a very big disadvantage. Probably some of them might not be able to contest. And since the court has ruled this way, if they have candidates, those candidates might be at risk of losing their seat or losing whatever they win. If they contest and win, they risk losing it. So it's just dangerous. It's just a bad omen for the People's Democratic Party. It has nothing to do with our democracy.
Comfort Olayinka, MITV Plus, Abuja.